going?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she wouldn't apply for the job if she didn't want it. All right, today's workshop. It wasn't really planned, it wasn't really on the calendar, so I figured why not focus on role plays, since you can never get enough practice, hey? Especially if you got prac today or tomorrow. All right, I think everybody here apart from Monif was in the last workshop on role plays, so it's going to be a bit repetitive of what we've already done.
I wasn't.
No, you weren't. No, I think everybody apart from Monif wasn't here. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on really what is essentially one technique. And Monif helped me. We did a session a few minutes ago and recorded it, and I'll show the session. Now it is difficult. First off, I'm about a year out of practice now, and second, it is difficult focusing on one technique at the cost of others and purposely not trying to use others. You sit there and you think, oh, right now I want to do this, but I'm not going to, because the whole point of this session, this workshop, is to focus on one thing. And if we focus on one thing, we can hone it, in the future realise when we're not doing it. So what we're going to focus on is staying present with the client. What that means is staying present with the client's current thoughts and feelings at that moment. We're not asking questions that take him away or her away from that, what he's experiencing right now. Even if he's talking about the past, we focus on what he's speaking about right now and feeling right now as he talks about the past. That's what we mean by staying present. And the trick I would suggest is don't ask questions. I know that's going to be hard, but it really is the best way to practice not directing the client's conversation and taking them away from where they're at. In the session I did with Monif, I did ask a couple of questions, and at that moment I thought, I regret that because I'm trying to show something different. But in any case, I'm hoping that what I said to Monif really focused on what he's feeling and thinking right now. Okay, so we're going to stay current with the client's thoughts and feelings in the present moment. We're going to put less of a priority on questions. If you have a question come to your mind, see if you can replace it with something else. Now, what do you replace it with? The trick probably is to focus on reflection of feeling. So reflect back what you're hearing them say they're feeling right now, or what you sense they're feeling right now. Or reflect back content. But you really want to give priority to reflecting feeling, because that's the deep stuff. So reflect back what you hear they say they're feeling, or what you sense they're feeling as they're talking about these things. Staying present. And it might make more sense when we watch the video.
Which therapy is it, rational emotive or?
It's probably focused more on PCT. Do you want to grab that chair there?
It'd be PCT.
Yes, probably
That's
foundation.
the only thing that can.
What is it?
PCT.
Yeah.
But
So-
it's a fundamental.
Yeah, that's what we're going to focus on. And the reason for that is any other techniques you apply, I think if you get the foundations of this first, it really helps you to connect with the client before you start moving into other strategies, which may or may not be appropriate until you know the client, or the client even knows themselves a bit better. All right, so we're going to stay present with the client. You've heard all this before, Kate. It's pretty much what we talked about last time.
Yeah.
And making meaning. This can kind of be linked more to existential therapy or counselling or psychotherapy, but in the end, as you're reflecting back feeling, or you're hearing what the client's feeling, hopefully what you're getting at is how they make sense of things. Their meaning of the world, their meaning of the situation, their meaning of people, their meaning of events, how they see things. And that's what you're trying to connect with. That's what you're trying to really demonstrate that you're empathising with at that level.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best way, or one way really, to go deeper with things, to really go deeper and help the client explore feelings more deeply, is to listen for key words. If you have a client that sits there and says, and so I just don't trust him anymore, then maybe you'd focus in on that word trust. That's a very interesting word you use, trust.
Well, how don't you trust this person?
Well, I wouldn't do, well, if we're trying to stay present with the client, I wouldn't direct them in that way. I mean, that's a good point, Jenny, and it is worth it in any session really, but in terms of this workshop, I wouldn't direct them away from that. I just get them to focus on what they're feeling now in line with that keyword they use.
Yeah.
So trust is a very strong word. What's that mean for you, Monif?
So you build on it.
Build on it, exactly.
You
That's
build
the,
on it.
exactly. That's the key. Getting the client to build more, to go more deeply with what they're feeling at the
Yeah.
moment.
So
Okay?
as long as the seed is there,
Yes.
we
Yes,
build
so-
on it and we fertilize it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
We
it.
fertilize the
Propagate
seed.
it.
You invite the client to perhaps go deeper than they either have before or they've never shared with someone before. And through this, we connect with the client at a deeper level, rather than asking those superficial questions like, is there anybody else you don't trust in your family? No, let the client go there if they want to.
Yeah.
But stay with what the client's thinking and feeling right now.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up these tips that we can keep in mind as we do our role plays. Stay present, stay in the present moment. Don't ask, honestly, you've got to ask questions in it probably. It's just going to naturally happen, but try not to. Try not to. Give priority to reflection of feeling. Don't ask questions. If you're really stuck, you may have to.
Can you do an
But
example
try
of reflection?
Yeah. I've done plenty in the video, but I'll give you an example off the top. Let's say Kate says to me that she's really disappointed with her neighbour because he just doesn't seem to understand that the noise he makes is affecting her children. And so, as she's talking and describing these things, you might reflect back. This feeling of disappointment, it really is driving your actions. It really is the core feeling you're feeling at the moment, isn't it? Disappointment. It seems like that's more powerful than the frustration you referred to earlier. So you're hopefully reflecting back what they're feeling. Or she might say, she might not give you the word that labels her feeling. It might be more along the lines of, I swear if he does it again, I'm going to go over there and I'm really going to have a go at him.
Yeah.
Well, Kate, you're really angry. I can see that. This man is really making you angry, isn't he? Reflecting back feeling. So that's reflection of feeling. And hopefully I'll do it in the video as more demonstration. It's a little hard on the spot. Make it
So
up.
in a way, it's like agreeing with them.
Yeah, or at least showing you understand.
Yeah.
Or agreeing, you're right, agreeing that what they're feeling right now is valid.
Yeah.
Even if I was sitting there talking about how I slap my wife on occasion because I feel like she occasionally needs to be put in her place as a gentle slap.
sorry.
You won't agree with that. Probably your values won't align with that, but if you're trying to understand the client to help him, you might reflect back. So to you, it's really important to remind your wife. Dot. You're not, doesn't mean you're agreeing, you're just trying to understand.
But then
Another-
you can't be judgmental towards their actions either. If they say they love your wife,
Right.
like it's really hard for you to be angry and sort of express that feeling. Oh, geez, I hate that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't
I
want to,
struggled
that's
with that last week in your last.
Yeah.
in the role play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another trick also is if you want to stay present with the client, if they're talking about something and focusing only on story, my neighbour did this, then he did this, then he did this. If you really want to go deeper, you could say use terms like what I'm sensing right now, Kate, is that you've got this real feeling of disappointment. What are you sensing? Just because the client's not always going to tell you what they're feeling. What are you feeling? And you might be wrong, but if you really think that's what the client's feeling, send it back to them and see what they say.
So it's picking up on vibes.
Yeah, pick up on vibes, exactly. And then keywords and feeling. Keywords. The clients usually give you keywords about things. If they use a term like hate, then obviously they didn't use the word dislike, so there's some intense feeling, then you might go with that.
So you're using the word, hate.
So listen. The trick really is to just really listen and try to understand what they're feeling right now at this moment. It's tricky. The best way is to avoid questions.
It's hard.
All right? All right.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and it is hard. And I put this, I did this with Monique about half an hour ago. And it is hard. I even stumbled in places because I was, there were places I wanted to go, but I didn't want to direct, and I was conscious that what I was trying to
Well,
demonstrate
next time you
was staying
do a
present.
video, next time you do it again, use me.
Okay.
Because I got a good recording voice.
Jenny, you're cheeky.
That would be useful. Why is it not picking up the video now, though? Maybe I've got to press play first.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Jenny's self-esteem.
No,
Here we go, it's gone.
no, it's not on my whiteboard.
Oh.
I only had it up here a little while ago. Let's see if we got everything connected and in. No, I need that cord in there.
I think it's one at the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in.
Stop
Did you have
that.
a late night?
Jesus.
Did you have a late night?
No, she's been eating cookies.
And there it is.
Action.
Is this going to be weird for you, Monique?
Lights, camera.
I asked Monique to pick something realistic, but not too personal. And if he had to fictionalise it a bit, he could, but as long as the feelings were real.
What did you then?
What I want to say first of all is what we record here, even though it's a practice session, obviously you'll be sharing some things that might be personal to you, and just so you know, the video will be shown to other students, so please don't feel obliged to share anything that's too personal, okay? Alright, well what would you like to talk about?
Yeah, well, the just across the road from me, some people, they are, the way they are living as if the whole street belongs to them. It belongs to them. There's no feeling about my little kid who is about 4 months old and he's going through some kind of trauma. He is sick, go to the hospital. I do not sleep. My wife, she do not sleep in the night. We are not sleeping. And those people, they are as if they own the whole street. And I'm very careful. I'm trying to use the wisdom factor, not to be involved with them, because I don't want to scratch something that they can blow up and we make it much worse. So I don't know how I have to approach them and how I have to enter their hearts. I gave them biscuits sometimes to their kids and so on, just to let them know that there is some people here. There is some people existing here.
Right. So you're conflicted in that these people don't seem to be aware of how they're impacting on you and other people in the street. But at the same time, you're worried about confronting them because it may make the situation worse. Right. And that's a real feeling of conflict for you. You're really feeling conflicted.
Yeah.
And so, as you're thinking about these people now, what feelings are you experiencing in this moment?
Shattered.
Yeah.
Shattered, because in one way I want the neighborhood, I want the friendship, I want to be a nice, polite citizen and living normally. On the other hand, I didn't have the chance, especially that I put a newborn baby, and that baby is not allowing us to sleep in the night or in the day.
Right. it really does sound like that you, or at least I'm getting the sense that you don't want to be as bad or as rude as the people that are impacting on your life. You want to be a good citizen. You want to be a good neighbour. You don't agree with these neighbours across the street, but you don't want to lose your
Identity.
okay, yeah, your identity.
I don't want to lose my identity. That's me. That is how I am. And the habit is that that's how I am and that's how they are. And what kind of bridge I have to do to achieve that, they have to remember that there is somebody else living here, and we have to be careful not to be harmful to those people.
It's interesting that you did this. You said, I'm here, they're there. It feels like your world's apart from these people.
Right.
Yeah.
We are. We are miles and miles apart from each other. The problem is how to approach and how to do it. How to approach and how to do it. I was thinking of sometimes they have got their relatives, they come to visit them or whatever, to approach one of the relatives and in a way to inform them. But I was worried that he could be the same.
Okay. Okay. So you really are worried about how these people will react,
Yeah.
even if your intentions are good, or at least you're trying to be respectful.
Right. Exactly true. Just to have a peaceful life. That's all what I needed, a peaceful life.
And this peaceful life you're describing is this this desire for a peaceful life. It sounds to me like it's not just you're not just carrying the desire for a peaceful life for yourself, but it's for your
For
family,
everybody.
for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. What do you mean by everybody?
Including my neighbors, like even when I have got a little bit of noise, my very next door neighbor, I will try every possible way, every possible thing to suppress that noise because I don't want to hurt my next door neighbor.
Right.
And those people, they are across the road
Yes.
and they are, everything is music, dancing, whatever. Well, good luck to them. But they have to feel with the others as well.
And that's something you appear to be quite adept at, is feeling for other people, is keeping other people in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you're not just, it's not just about
Not
you.
only me, not only me. The other lady living next to them with their little dog sometimes. She walked her little dog and I could see her lots of dogs late in the morning, early in the morning or late in the night because I wake up for my newborn baby. And I could see that she is active, which means she is not sleeping well,
Okay.
that lady. So my concern, not only for myself, for the whole area. There's about 7 units and there's about 4 houses.
And where do you think this concern for others, where's it come from? Where's that drive for ensuring everybody is respectful of each other? Where do you think that comes from?
It's in my heart.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. It's in my heart. That's the way I was brought up. That's what I was raised up.
Right.
That the others as well.
And it just feels truthful, it just feels right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. That's nature. That's very, very natural. If I'm doing absolutely anything here, I have to look after. I've got 1, 2, 3 neighbors, and I do. Am I affecting their life? Am I changing their life?
Okay. Okay. And that's where your neighbours across from you come in.
That's
They're,
right.
they don't have that sense of how that affects.
They don't have it. What surprised me, they don't have it. And that's why I find myself different species.
Right. Yeah.
The other 3, 4 and the 7 units, none of them. I know they are there, I know they are scared, but probably they don't have the courage, same like me, they don't have the courage to speak about it. But I don't think they have got the same thoughts.
Okay. So they don't just have the courage, they also don't think the same way as you.
They don't think the same way I'm thinking.
And that confuses you? Or
Well, although it's not my business, the life of the other people is not my business,
yeah.
but as a human being, as a good citizen, that's how we should be.
Right.
We should be feeling. I mean, I was at one stage thinking that I gather all the people and ask them, not about the neighbors, about somewhere else, in another suburb, that there is so and so situation.
Monique
And they
here
are
starts
asking
to
me
investigate solutions, but I try
how
not
I
to.
advise
feed
them
it.
to behave.
Don't know if it works.
And when everybody gives his idea, I said, well, it is us.
More just focus on his
This is
reason.
us. All of us, we are affected by that house.
It really sounds to me like you've got these strong feelings, these strong desires for everybody to be respectful and everybody to help each other be respectful, remind each other when they're not being respectful, but at the same time you're concerned that the way you go about it will cause ripples in the relationships or will cause damage in the relationships. So you feel like you need to circumvent it in a way or do it in a
I want to steer it
right.
far from our location.
Okay.
I want to steer it. If we sat together as neighbors, I will tell them that I know a friend of mine in Marsden, and their situation is blah, there is a house over there all the time, blah, blah, blah. Even one of my neighbors, he might bring our situation. Then we can talk about it. So I'm not the one initiating.
Right.
One of my neighbors, he told, then we go into the subject altogether.
And that's important for you not to be the one initiating it. That's important to you.
Well, I love to initiate them, but I don't know the others, how they are. Or they say, it's not my business. It's not my business. You go and speak to them. It's not my business. As you know, in those days, people, they are trying to pull out of responsibility.
Right.
They don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take the courage.
Okay, well, we're probably running out of time. I think this has all been very interesting, and if anything, I've gained a bit of understanding, I think, about your situation and yourself, the way you function. It seems to me that respect and people doing right by each other is important to you. And it's not just about the consequences of others on yourself, but the people around you as well. So you've got this real sense of responsibility that you should be helping everybody, not just yourself. Okay, maybe this will come up in later sessions and we can explore it more, and then perhaps even start investigating how everything you feel works with the current situation in terms of dealing with your neighbours across the street or across the way. But this has been a good session to get to understand where you're coming from.
Right, I think what
drives
to the audience.
and how it relates to this situation.
Internal desire.
Right.
Internal desire. It's built in. That's how I've been brought up, that I respect the other, I feel with the other, and the other should respect me, especially that I've got a newborn baby and he's not allowed me to sleep, or my wife, or whatever. And we needed that sleep badly, but they know that I've got a newborn baby.
Seriously, you give so much shit about
Our
this.
life until very late in the night, it is we are moving, they can see
Yes.
from our window.
Okay, so we might want to work with that confusion you have about why other people aren't more aware, why they don't open their eyes. So yeah, that's interesting.
good chat,
I
right?
feel like we might have to
Chat
finish
about-
now for the sake of time. I hope you're okay with that.
Yes,
And thank you very much.
that's all
Yeah,
right.
he likes
No
it.
problem.
Well done.
Question for you though.
And always
My
like
question to you is, why did you keep doing PCT?
for the